Hello, everybody. Welcome to your weekly celebrity reading this week. It is Janet Jackson, and I am very excited to do her reading because there's been so many requests and so much enthusiasm around the reading for Janet Jackson. So, as I do with all my celebrity readings, they are based on subscriber requests. So, Janet Jackson, and with my readings, I always do a brief overview of their birth chart. This is crazy. So let me just tell you, I don't know the time she was born. Okay, so I can't get her rising, and I don't know where the planets are, like what houses they're in. But I can tell you what's going on with her. She's a quadruple Taurus. Based on her solar chart, this is insane. First things first, we know Jupiter just went into Taurus last month. So Tauruses are going to have the best year that they've had since 2011, 2012, okay? So Janet Jackson is going to have her best year, especially with the fact that she's a quadruple Taurus. And I'm going to explain that in a second. But Tauruses, they've been going through it. They've been having we think about the eclipses that we had, in the past few years, right? All in the Scorpio Taurus axis. We had, we're just coming out of like a really strong Mercury retrograde. We had Saturn squaring Uranus. Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018. So Tauruses have been going through it. I'm not going to lie. So things are finally looking up for Tauruses. If you are a Taurus, pay attention. This is huge. Now, here's the thing. So when I say, okay, so she is going to have the best year that she's had since 2011, 2012. This is up till May 2024, and then it just gets better from there. Now, here's the thing. When I say she's a quadruple Taurus, she's a Taurus, okay? Her Mercury's in Taurus, her Mars is in Taurus, and her North Node. Her North Node is, your spiritual journey, your soul journey, your destiny. This is bonkers. I'm looking at her chart, her solar chart. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Now, again, I don't know what house sets it's in, but that's a lot of Taurus activity, okay? Tauruses are very grounded. They're very tenacious. They're, hardworking. They're resilient. They're, they enjoy the luxuries of life, because Venus is their ruling planet. So I absolutely love what's happening here. She's a firecracker. Janet Jackson is a firecracker. Her moon is in Aries. And I actually had to check that. And I looked at the day for, she was born May 16th, okay, 1966. So I had to check, and the moon was in Aries all day long, okay? So definitely oh my goodness, just really rolling your sleeves up, just very ambitious. She's a firecracker. She's very, just looking at her chart too, it's just she was meant to be a performer. She was meant for, this is what she was meant to do. She's definitely got that energy, that spirit. If you think about a lot of Tauruses, they make great performance. I just did one for Cher, who I think was a triple Taurus. She was that was crazy. Adele, Lizzo is a Taurus. Henry Cavill is a Taurus. So anyway, moving along, her looking at her chart, her Mars in Taurus is right next to her sun. So when I say she has that energy, Mars is all about that that ambition. And with her moon in Aries, remember that Aries is Mars is the ruling planet for Aries. So this is huge. She has a lot of confidence. She has a lot of energy, even physical energy. Because she's. It's just looking at her chart. This is pretty crazy. Now, the other two things about her that is that may blow you away is that her Jupiter is linked to her Saturn, and I'm going to explain this in a second. But Jupiter is in Taurus in her sign, and Saturn is in Pisces in her chart. We know Saturn went into Pisces in March. This is huge. This is huge, especially because when you think about what's happening on June 19, Jupiter is going to sextile Saturn. We're going to see some big stuff come from her, especially because it's coming after that new moon in Gemini, which is on June 17th. Okay, that's for Tauruses, that's your second house. Money, finances, self-worth, self-value, comfort, stability, And Taurus is the native ruler of the second house. This is, I mean, like, this is just really crazy. But with her Saturn in Pisces, definitely, like, this is going to be like a, the next 2.5 years for her, like, really, really, like, she's, when I talk about building that stability and like into her future, I mean, this is it, right? It may, and it may be like something that she's going to really work hard for too. One last thing that I'm going to point out, which is very interesting, and to be honest, I've never seen this before. She has no air in her chart, so she's all earth and all fire, a little bit of water, but there's no, so she has no like Libra, Aquarius, Gemini in her chart, no air element. So it's really interesting. It's just like her just being very grounded, very just like hardworking, really fiery. Okay, so very, very absolutely interesting. So let's see what happens, because that new moon Gemini is coming up on the 17th. And again, that's in her second house. Taurus is the native ruler of the second house. Mars and Venus are in Leo right now. This is a big thing for her. For Taurus, is there's a lot of energy around her domestic sector. Okay, so she could be thinking there could be a lot of movement and activity around there within like relationship or family or even her actual home. And then with her Saturn in Pisces, again, I don't know her rising sign, so I don't know what house it falls in, but just in general, Saturn moved into Pisces for Taurus is their 11th house of their social network, their community, organizations they belong to, but just also their hopes and wishes. Okay, so it's really, really interesting. She's in a very good place. I love the fact that we are moving into Cancer season, and her Jupiter's in Cancer. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what's going on for Janet Jackson. See energies right now. The only thing, and the other thing is like I don't know any of them personally. I don't know what's happening in her personal life. I don't Google any of them. I do cold readings just to be unbiased, right? Just so sometimes a reader can do a reading for someone and they will subconsciously interpret the cards in favor of the person if they actually love the person or like that person. And so this is completely unbiased. I haven't even heard a song from her, and I mean, obviously know who Janet Jackson is. I remember the song. Is it like Black Cats? It's not like from like when I was a kid. I remember a song like Black Cats or something like that. Anyway, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for Janet Jackson energies right now. What we can expect from this very famous, influential Quadruple Taurus singer. All right, so as I don't know. Actually, I didn't say it, but I do it. Traditional Celtic cross spread. It is something that gives the best overview, in my opinion. And if we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, if you have a celebrity you want me to read and do their look at their birth chart and whatnot, drop them in the comments. It is a long list. I'm not gonna lie. Like this, Janet Jackson's been requested for quite some time. So again, I will get to them. I do one a week, but yeah, this is very interesting. So again, I do not know what's happening in her life personally. Some of y'all, if you're a subscriber who are one of the ones that did request her, feel free to leave comments on what's going on. But she did have a tower moment. She had a tower moment, and it's really, I'm actually getting the message that it was actually pretty, right? So the tower moment is, is that chaotic, destructive, life-changing, a surprising moment that happens in your life. Okay, you didn't see it coming. Okay, you see the lightning bolt striking the tower at the top, and so it really is something that has a huge emotional impact. And again, it's just like, whoa, what just happened, right? You see the two people falling out of the tower, but the tower moment, it's actually I always say this all the time, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Okay, think about what comes after the tower. In tarot, it's the star, the card of hopes or beliefs and faith, and it stars aligning for you. Now, hope this card came up in her past. So there could have been something that was really just right, for Tauruses. And again, remember what I said earlier, Tauruses have been having like somewhat of a challenging, time. But again, for Tauruses, they're finally moving out of that. They're moving into the best year. That, like, everything, and I'm sure a lot of Tauruses are already feeling it, right? Because Jupiter did go into Taurus last month, all right? So that, again, Jupiter is a planet of good luck, prosperity, expansion, profit, all of that, all of that. It's a great planet. But the Tower moment, one thing I'm going to point out here is that, like I said, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. But a lot of people tend to, like when this card comes up and they're reading, they're just like, ah. But again, it's just, sometimes there may be something that you're doing, or you may be on this path you thought you belonged on, and this is just the universe saying, nope, putting on the path that you belong on. And with her North Node, with her, I mean, it's just like, there just could have been a moment where it's like, she now has a lot more clarity, but it would just clear things for her. I want to show you something here. Two things. You see the lightning bolt striking the tower. Well, in the Tree of Life, we do have the flashing sword, or the flashing light, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, you see the flashes here. There are 12 flashes to the left, and then yods, we call them, and then over here we have 10, okay? So this represents constellations, the spheres, and the Tree of Life. So you add them together, 22 paths in the Tree of Life, and then, 22 major arcanas, but it's basically fated, okay? But one thing I'm going to show you is that the tower, it's still standing, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, I think that the reason why I say I think that she had like clarity from this, and it actually was good for her, because look at what is in the heart of her spread. She has strength, okay? Absolutely amazing. Now, again, this may resonate really big with her family matters. Like I said, Mars and Venus are in Leo, okay? This card is ruled by Leo. And again, that's her fourth house, her domestic sector. So this could have happened, something in her domestic life, or something around home or family or whatnot. But it's strength. And she's a quadruple Taurus. Like, she's... Taurus, come on, Taurus is the bull. I mean, remember that. So this is all about that inner strength, that courage. This is her having that now. It's in the heart of her spread. All right, she's really tapped in within, really gotten, whatever she believes in, whether it's God, the universe, her family, whatever she finds that source of strength. She's really found that source of strength. Okay, you see, the symbol of infinity. There's only two people in all of tarot that have that. Okay, over their heads. It's that infinite possibilities that come with this card. All right, so it's really, really great. And that lion, like I always say, this is think of the lion as like your spirit animal. Okay, so where you find that source of strength, because this is synergetic. You can't just go up to a lion and pet it, right? It's not going to be a pretty scene. So this is, the lion is allowing her. So it's that working with that like spirit, where you find that source of strength. Now, she did get the Page of Wands in her challenge area. So whatever happened could have made her feel like a little bit like, oh gosh, like let's just say uninspired. It could have just really hit that. It could have been like very emotional for her, especially because Tauruses, like, they can be, sensitive to a degree, right? But her being a quadruple Taurus says a lot. Let's just keep it at that. And so it could be just that there's something that she wanted something to go a certain way, and it just didn't, all right? And but she's got that courage and strength, and she's like, okay, I know things are going to work out. I know things are going to work out. Now, here's the other thing, is that she did get the Two of Cups. She got the Two of Cups in her crown, all right? So I absolutely love this. I love the fact that this has come up, and so you see the echoes of family here, because, you see the winged lion, right? The lion, and we see that with the Strength card. Remember, Leo, all right? Now, this is actually Venus in Cancer, but with that lion, again, echoing that family energy and that love energy, because this is two becoming one. This is the true love card. This is the twin flame, in layman's terms, right? The twin flame, the soulmate card. But it's also a lot of self-love as well. But here's the thing. You do see the caduceus in the middle there, all right? So that is, representative of that, like, two becoming one energy. That it's really nice. The caduceus is, it's an old alchemical symbol, so old we see it in cave drawings, right? And so it is this two serpents around the rod. And it's, if you're into yoga, it's like the Kundalini from your the base of your spine up through all 7 chakras to divinity, right? So this is, she's thinking about that. She's thinking about all that, partnerships are on her mind, okay? Partnerships and, relationships. It can be career as well, but, it does, with the fact that Mars and Venus are in Leo, it definitely could be something that is really has to do with family, but bringing in that self-value and self-worth too, okay? Especially with her being a Taurus and with all this activity in Gemini right now, all this activity in Gemini. And then remember around that new moon that we're going to have coming up in Gemini, because it's not only a new moon in Gemini, but Sun's in Gemini, and, Mercury's also in Gemini. Mercury is the ruling planet for Gemini, and it's very powerful. So communication is going to be really important. Now, you do see that she got the 4 of Cups in the root of her spread. So again, it's indicating here there was something she wanted and she didn't get, or the possibility of that is really strong. That something that, and she didn't see it coming, or there was something that was going well for her, and then there was like a curveball moment, okay, that happened. But, and it's really like the 4 of Cups is really all about, gratitude. And it's like, this is just saying with it coming up in the root of her spread, it's saying that there could have been something that it's just really just not happy, right, with what happened, but it just raising her energy levels. And I'm very confident for her with the Strength card in the heart of her spread. Like, she's gonna be fine, but it's just saying that like there could have been something that she just really didn't see coming, and now she's just still in that position of like, gosh, I gotta figure out how to let this go, and I gotta get back to that part where I do have all this gratitude and I appreciate everything that I have in my life already. And you do see that his arms are crossed, so he is like crossing off his heart again. It's really, I'm getting a more of an energy of like she's just letting it go, but it's you can see that the hand of spirit is offering this young man a cup. Now, if you know tarot, the hand of spirit only appears in the aces, okay? Only in the aces. So it's quite significant that it shows up in this card, all right? So giving him a cup, cups is love, emotions, feeling, right? So wonderment even. So this is in the root of her spread, and it's really just right now, like if I were to tell her, I'd be like, okay, it's just like, we're going to have to, hold on to that strength. Like that's what's going to carry you through whatever happened. Like just know that it's actually, it was meant to happen, and you're going to have that realization. Usually with a tower moment, people, when it shows up in a reading, it's like, sure, in the moment it like, oh boy, this sucks, right? But 2 days later, 5 days later, a week later, a month later, you realize it was actually the best thing that happened for you. And here we go, Queen of Wands in her future. Let me tell you that the Queen of Wands, first of all, is ruled by Aries, okay? And so Queen of Wands is Aries. And so in her chart, remember I said Janet Jackson has her moon in Aries, but she also has her Venus in Aries. Now, this Queen of Wands, very entrepreneurial. This is, but also like, she can get whatever she wants. I always say it, if you watch my readings, I do a reading for every sign every week. If you watch my readings, I always say when this card comes up, think of any, even Janet Jackson walking into a room, Cher walking into a room, anyone like Nicole Kidman, any of these celebrities, they can get whatever they want, just like the Queen of Wands. She has that power to attract. And the Wands, all about your passions, right? All about your passions, all about that, your creativity, ideas, but it's very enterprise related, work related, okay? But she is the most popular queen. She is the most charismatic queen. You can do that. You can get whatever you want when you are popular and charismatic. And, she's also very regal. Now, I'm going to point 2 things out here that's going to be really interesting. The sunflower, and well, 3 things. Sunflower is, has all the powers of the sun, right? So vitality, growth, optimism, opportunity. Now, check this out. The lions, all right? Remember, we got him here. All right, so interesting. So a lot of that strength, but again, with Mars and Venus in Leo, for Tauruses in their 4th house, there's a lot, it could be a lot of stuff that has to do with her domestic sector, with home, with family, with, relationships or whatnot. But last thing I'm going to point out, which is really funny to me, is that the only song that I remember from Janet Jackson was black cats, and there you go. You have your black cat there, which is just her being in touch with her shadow self too, which is great. But yeah, she's gonna be fine. She's actually gonna be 1000% fine. She's good. She's really good. So let's get to her stuff. If you like this reading, it would be so great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from her, and I want to know what's going on with her life, with Janet Jackson's life. It's always fun to read all those things. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. Feel free to leave any stories you want me to read in the comments, and I will add them to my list. But I am going to remind you that it is a long list. And Janet Jackson, we're the months, okay? So I'm still going at them, and I only do one a week, but yeah, wow. Okay, so yeah, oh my goodness. So she is definitely going to have a big change in her life. Okay, let's just keep it that way. She did get the Two of Swords, which I love. I actually love this. I love that she did get the Two of Swords because she needs that time to think about what happened and with the Tower in the past and like everything that's happening here. She needs that time to really think about it, and there could be some sort of decision coming up that she has to make. Okay, based on what happened with the Tower moment and her being strong in the moment, but it really is, with the Queen of Wands in her future, she is going to be fine. But listen, you can see the moon, the sliver of the moon in the back. It's really just, trust her intuition, okay? Trust her intuition right now. The decision that she has to make could be really emotional for her. You see a lot of water in the background. Water does represent emotion, so that is, hey, that's a thing. And, she is blindfolded, and she has the Two Swords. And, this card is ruled by Libra, all right? So it's almost like she needs to just remove herself and just really think about her next step and a decision that she has to make. But really trust her intuition. Really trust her intuition at this point. But you see that she got the moon. Okay, so when I say trust her intuition at this point, really trust it. I mean, the moon, intuition, right? But what's really interesting? Here we go. The moon ruled by Pisces. Remember, her Saturn is in Pisces. So she's about to enter, she has entered this part of her life where she is really, really thinking about just long-term commitments, like that stability energy, in her life, long-term goals. And did I mention that her Jupiter is linked to her Saturn earlier? I mean, it's a square, but it's just it's that drive, but that luck with this long-term. Anyway, let's just keep going. I'm gonna point something out here. You see, we're going across the cross here, right? So, started off with a tower. You got the two towers. You got to go through those towers, okay? So this is just saying that she is possibly going through an emotional moment. That's why she has the Strength card in the heart of her spread. She's really tapping into that part of her that's bringing her strength right now. But this is all about just trusting your intuition, letting your intuition guide you, okay? You have to go through that. You're that crayfish. You got to go through the towers. Okay, you gotta go through the tower. So if there's any distress or any stress or even anxiety that you're feeling that she may be feeling right now, she's just gotta come to terms with them and really face them and really own them. Okay, and she will. Look at that. I mean, with the Strength card in the heart of her spread, Queen of Wands in her future, she'll be fine. She'll be absolutely fine. It's just the fact that she still maybe the decision that she has to make is very emotional. This is kind of like an emotional card, but her moon is in Aries, so she's gonna plow right through this. She's fine, especially because she got the King of Swords. This is the king who is first is Aquarius, all about power and authority, but very in mentally, right? Very strategic, very clever, very smart, head above the clouds. This is the king. You can see that he is the only king that looks directly at you. He has nothing to hide. He's faced all his truths, okay? Honest to himself, but no one can hide anything from him, okay? So this is really great because that's all she wants right now, to be, she wants that power to, even her vision moving forward, just really, really just feeling powerful and authoritative in that area, especially mentally, especially moving forward. And then lastly, Hello. She got the death card. Very interesting. Now, if you don't know Toro well, this is actually one of the best cards on the deck. I know that Hollywood's really painted it this like, oh, let's make a horror movie. Oh wait, I have an idea. Let's throw the death card from tarot in it. Make it scary. It's really actually one of the best cards. You see the sun coming out and the horizon, the sun again. She got the sunflower here. The sun, like I said, very powerful symbol in tarot. It's all about like abundance and growth. You see the white rose, the white horse, purity, right? You see the skeleton in armor, okay, in armor, so fully protected as we're moving toward the sun, as we're moving through this transformation. That's what death is. It's a transformation process. You're leaving one chapter of your life, moving into another, okay? This is a big thing for Tauruses right now, all right? But in her being a quadruple Taurus, but you see it as a skeleton, and the reason is the skeleton is obviously it associated with death. But if you think about the skeleton, think about your body. What out of our body endures the longest? It is our bones. It's a skeleton. So remember, her Saturn is in Pisces, this like setting herself up for this really long shelf life of what's to come next. Like she's going through she's about to go through this very transformative place in her life, but one that's very auspicious with the Queen of Wands in her future, okay? But again, remember, she has strength in the heart of her spread, and again, I love the fact that she's got lion, like strength, right? Authority, and then Mars and Venus in Leo, okay? That's also like there could be some family things around family or home or relationships or whatnot where she's finding a strength in that area. But she's going to be absolutely fine. She definitely will have to is going through a moment where this tower moment, she's still like deciding something and could be emotionally impactful. But her moon is in Aries, and her Venus is her she's got her Sun, Mercury, Mars, and North Node and Taurus. Like she's gonna be fine, especially because Jupiter, the planet of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, moved into Taurus last month and will be there until May 2024. So there is your reading for Janet Jackson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, and again, if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here, and feel free to leave celebrities you want me to read in the comments, and that's it. So thanks so much. Again, thanks for being here. I will see you next week. Bye bye.